3, 2, 1. Hi everyone, hope you're having a wonderful Thursday. Denise DeCenzo with Dennis House here.
And we are celebrating a big anniversary, a birthday. Channel 3 is turning 60 years old next week. We've been on the air since 1957.
That is so hard to believe. Let's see, Dwight Eisenhower was president.
Elvis Presley was huge.
Yes, Elvis was. I think he had I'm All Shook Up. I think that was one of his hits. Hey, hey. I remember that one. Not that I was around for that, but I remember hearing it.
Yeah, there was the big space race between the Soviet Union and the United States. Sputnik.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. And Richard Nixon was the vice president. All sorts of just fascinating things were taking place in the 1950s. Cars had fins and big ones. That's when they really started to get big, 1957.
Yeah, it's funny. You think back on that era, we were very, very innocent compared to everything we know today and how the world has changed.
And TV has changed so much.
My goodness. Well, we're very, very excited and very honored and proud to be marking this huge milestone. And we will have a live coverage for you tonight on Eyewitness News beginning at 5 and, of course, at 5:30 and 6 so that you can join us in our celebration. We'll be having some great interviews with folks who are a part of this. And also, what I'm really excited about is the video.
Some great old film.
Yes. Don't you just love looking at old pictures?
You know, for a good 10 years, we were in black and white.
Yes. Let's see who's with us
From
today.
1957 to, I believe we went to
are.
color like 1966. Don't quote me on that, but I believe that's when a lot of television shows and Channel 3 actually went to color as well.
Well, we're going to show the very first sign-on, how it all started from the minute we went on the air. We'll show you that. You're also going to see some funny bloopers over the years, which, you know, we know these things happen. And then for those of you who remember Ranger Andy, we're going to be able to show you some footage from that show. So that'll bring a lot of memories back, I'm sure.
Can you tell we love Channel 3? I mean, obviously we're very grateful for jobs here.
Yes.
You've been here for 31 years. I've been here for 25, and it's been an amazing run, and so many great things have happened. When we first started, of course, there was no internet.
Right.
That came out, you know, we did have color TV.
Yeah, we did.
But when we did satellite, was still kind of a big deal then. We called it like live from the satellite center.
The satellite center, I remember that.
Yeah.
And look at how the technology, everything's digital now.
Yeah.
We used to have these gigantic, it was 1-inch tapes.
Yeah.
And then we thought, ooh, this is progress. Went down to 3/4 inch, and then the beta, and then now we're just...
It's a chip.
It's a chip.
It's a digital thing and just goes and yeah, I mean it's just totally different. We used to call our live shots the live eye. Remember?
Yes, I do remember
the
that.
live eyes.
Live eye. It's just.
And it sounds so silly when we look back at some of these things, but you know, another thing too that younger people can't even possibly understand is that for a long time some of the equipment was so, you know, hot temperature-wise and things like that, that by the end of the day you had to power down. Remember? You had to power down at the end of the day.
Oh, that's
and
right.
And usually
yes.
would sign off. Stations would sign off with usually the Star Spangled Banner.
Yes.
Ethel Merman or
Kate
Smith.
God bless America. The way she would sing, yes.
And they would show pretty scenes of the state.
Yes.
And that's the way it was. And then you went back on the air around 5 o'clock, something like that in the morning.
Now it's 24 hours a day, of course, and so many newscasts today, too. Back then, I think they started out with a 15 or 20-minute 6 o'clock news.
I remember when I first started here, Denise, we expanded the morning news from 30 minutes to 60, and we were worried about how we'd fill it. Virginia Cha and I were the anchors then. We were just, you know, like, what are we going to do for an hour?
Exactly.
And now it's 3.5 in the morning.
3.5, and there's just plenty of news to go around.
So... let's see some of your memories of Channel 3.
Jeff is saying congratulations. Thank you so much. Let's see. Elaine's saying that Channel 3 is as young as she is, which is 60.
Yeah,
Happy
absolutely.
birthday to you if you have a birthday around this time. Let's see. Mary saying happy anniversary. Let's see. Oh. Lane is saying... yes, the hairstylists, they are funny, Lane, to see that.
Aren't they?
Oh, my gosh. And you know what's really sad? Or funny, tragic in some ways. I know I'm being overly dramatic, but at the time, you actually thought that looked good. you know like the hair and all this up here and that hump that was over. You know, okay, I'm styling, I guess.
I'll tell you, the late 50s and early 60s were really, I think, a great time in style. because it was very clean and streamlined. I mean, you picture John Kennedy and Jacqueline Kennedy.
Yes.
I mean, those two just rocked it, and
Yeah.
everybody emulated that, the Mad Men era, and you could wear that today and look very fashionable.
Yeah, I love some of those styles. Very tailored
Yeah.
and nipped in the waist and very nice.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I have a question. We're going to have to bring Bruce. Bruce, are you here? Yeah. Could you come in for a second? Because I have a question about the Channel 3 history that came from a viewer today that I could not answer. And perhaps you will know. We're talking about WFSB's 60th, obviously. Who was our first weather person here at the station? Do you know the answer to that?
Oh my gosh, we're going back a lot. Of course, Charlie Bagley was here. We had Ken Gary and Jim McDonald. We had Milt Barlow.
It was a Barbara Allen. She was the
Barbara
first
Allen.
woman. We had a woman meteorologist back in the 1950s and early 60s, which was kind of groundbreaking.
That's
we
amazing.
had two Barbara Allens at Channel 3.
One was the news anchor.
Right? One was the weather anchor.
Ridiculous.
I
We
know.
could just change your something last night.
But, as far as I remember Milt Barlow, Jerry Wilson. I'm going back to the Travelers Weather Service years, and I'm sure there were others before then.
And you did it with like magic markers and all that.
Oh my
back in the
gosh,
day.
yes, we had all the weather instruments. So back when the Weather Service was on Constitution Plaza near Broadcast House,
Yeah.
we had all the weather instruments, and a lot of the times they would do the weather forecast right in front of the weather instruments.
Yeah.
And it was very, very archaic, but these guys were great forecasters, and I learned from these guys over, back then. Cherished years. But yeah, it was great, and that was, of course, was before we had the 3D weather graphics. We had to pull maps in and out and put, if it was 84 in Hartford, a magnetic 8 and a magnetic 4 would go up,
Yes.
and getting a satellite photograph was a rare treat.
Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, a lot things have come a long way.
They sure have.
They
Yes.
certainly have. They certainly. Bruce, you're going on your 40th anniversary next year.
I think yes, next year. Yes.
Next year.
Oh,
So
my
40
goodness.
years on
this
channel.
fall.
Yay.
40 years on Channel 3. So
That is really
so-
quite an accomplishment. Oh my goodness.
And someone asked me today who's the longest serving here, and I said Bruce has been the longest on-air person we've had here 40 years. Then it's you at 31. Then I'm 25.
That's right.
Yes.
Wait
And I
a
have-
second. Isn't you just...
It's this month. Well,
You are...
But you said something's coming up on that, so we'll.
Yes,
yeah,
okay.
You know,
Yes,
we'll see on
Dennis is
that.
going to have... Yes, this is a milestone year for Dennis as well.
25
That's
is
a
big.
big time.
25 is very big.
Then after that, I think we've got for anchors we have I think Karen Scott. Scott's been here I think 18 years. Karen's been here 17 thereabouts.
Yeah, Mark, I remember Mark. He
Mark
was
just
here.
hit one recently.
Yeah,
15.
Yep,
Did
about
you say
15 years, I believe it is.
Almost
yeah.
15. Yeah,
Mhm.
maybe just 15.
Mark, I think, is on the other side of the wall. Mark, are you there?
No,
I guess
that might
not.
have been-
Breeze
I
through.
think he's either 14,
Oh, there he
14 to
is.
15 years
How
for you
many
here,
years?
Richard?
In my 15th year.
Oh,
You're in your
15th
15th,
year.
yes.
There he is.
Yes.
We're
So,
talking-
we're just talking about Bruce's 40 and just how
Just
long
the
we've-
station
and-
celebrating
the
60
history
years.
and and one of our original anchors, Dick Bertel, is still alive. He's 87 years old,
Oh my God.
lives in Maryland, and communicates with me via email. But he remembers the old black and white days and
Wow.
and this, that, and the other things. So yeah.
Yeah, I think the Bob Steele days
Oh.
on TV
Yeah, late
and
Bob
radio.
Steele.
And
Yeah.
you'll see a little bit of Bob Steele tonight. If you start watching it at the beginning at 5, we have a little bit of him. You'll see Charlie Bagley as
Yeah.
well. Some of the people who really built this television station, you'll be able to see them in the
Yeah.
videos we've pulled.
Yeah.
Charlie Bagley was a great man, a great
Yes,
boss. He was my
so
first boss
funny.
in the career. Very funny, very personable, and he never tried to beat us up too much. He tried to be very fair.
Aw.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, he was a good man.
Yeah.
Well,
it's gonna be
it
a
should
fun
be-
couple of days around.
Yes, it
Yeah,
should be.
yeah,
So-
it's a big event for us.
Yeah.
So you'll be heading over to the soiree
I
after the news?
shall, after the
Yes.
early
I'll be alive
news.
at 5:30 for weather.
Oh,
Yeah,
you're going
Mark-
to be
Mark
there
is
too?
doing the 5:30 weather.
Yay! Oh,
Oh,
that's
nice.
wonderful.
Yeah.
I'll see
Okay.
you over there, Mark.
With magnets and cutout things or modern technology.
We want to see that 1957 suit. Do you have one of those? Yes.
Leisure? No, that's 70s.
Yes, Leisure 70. What kind of suits did men
The
wear?
Well, in the 70s, we've got some great old film of Al Terzi and
With the plaid jacket.
yeah, I mean,
Oh,
you know, lapels you could park a plane on, and the colors,
Yeah.
the Channel 3 logo in the 70s was like burnt orange and gold,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
those were big back then.
Well, that's right.
Eyes were
Avocado
wide.
green and
Yeah, and for
orange
years
and yellow
the 3
were
was
huge.
aqua or turquoise, I believe, back in the 60s and all
Yeah.
that. So yeah, hey, listen,
Changed
you
a
change
lot,
with the
the logo.
times. So
The ties were really wide back then, weren't they?
Yes.
and then they were skinny, and then they were wide, and
Yeah.
yeah, so yeah, so.
It's
Yeah.
going to be a good
It's
time.
going to be great.
All right,
Yeah,
Good
we're
to
looking forward
reminisce.
Part of it.
We're going to take some of the comments about what people remember here bring in Hilton for the celebration.
Oh, you'll see Hilton on tape.
Yeah.
I saw that. So you'll.
And people ask what he's doing. He's retired in Oklahoma, correct?
Yep, I still believe he's out in Edmond, Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm.
That's
And he's a
where his wife
grandfather.
is from. Is he a grandfather?
Yes, he's a
Wow.
grandfather. Yep.
I know.
Yep.
Wow,
We're very
good
happy
for
about
Hilton.
that.
Yeah.
So I'm saying, DePrest is so metal a name. What does that mean, metal? M-A-T-A.
Metal
I guess
a
that's
name?
like heavy metal.
You rock.
like Betty
Lane is being very complimentary
Judas
today.
Priest.
Thank you so much. Oh, I see. That's
There you
that's
go.
how. Okay.
That's funny. All right.
It takes us a little while sometimes,
That
Lane,
comes after
but
the
we
band
got it.
Judas Priest.
Judas
that was-
Priest,
Yes.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
Christina,
Which was heavy
thank you
metal.
so much. Sharon, thank you. Let's see. Oh, Jameson is turning 30 today. Happy birthday
Wow.
to you.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Kristen's saying happy anniversary.
And I was asked about some of your old
Marlene,
co-anchors
thank
too,
you,
Denise. Pat Sheehan.
Pat Sheehan.
Pat Sheehan's still around town. You will see him,
Mhm.
and he still works. I think he works in finance now,
Mm-hmm.
and he also works with CTN, which is
Okay.
the state
Channel, cable channel
public
for
channel for
yes,
news
news and
and
politics.
law and things like that. And so he's on the board there. Let's see who else.
Don Lark went to Syracuse and
That's right.
worked up there for a while, and last I heard he was dabbling in real estate.
up there. I think
Okay.
he
Yes.
said, yeah.
Oh,
Yes,
all
up
right.
there.
So he
Mhm.
moved back to.
And one of his sons, the older son, Jumper Donald Jr., is in Hollywood. He has a career in
Interesting.
entertainment out
Oh,
there. He's an
wow.
actor.
Good for him,
And
yeah.
Jumper apparently is doing very well. I'm sorry, Kevin is doing very well. Many of you may remember the
Yes.
series Kevin's Condition, so Kevin is doing well and living as full a life as possible. And so
That's-
we understand all is well on that front.
That's amazing. Of course, Gail King you see on Channel 3
Yes.
every morning, on CBS this morning. Who else? Adrienne Bonds. A few people have asked about
Yes.
her. She was the first black woman in New England to anchor a newscast, I believe, either Monday through Friday or, but just a great lady. And she retired, and I think she still works like in voiceovers, things like that, down in North Carolina.
You know, it makes me proud when you hear things like that. The first black woman on TV here, and then we had the
Yeah.
first female meteorologist.
Yeah.
I mean, that really,
Yeah,
that's...
We
Maybe
had,
that's why I stayed all these years. I mean, this is really wonderful.
Well, you are the longest serving anchor in station history.
Oh, my
No one has been
goodness.
here longer or worked here longer. And
No,
you know.
I'm not sure what...
and
No, but
you
that's
still-
a big-
you still look so young.
Oh,
Yeah.
please. As I say, don't look too closely. You'll see.
No,
I have the honor of being the second longest.
Oh,
But
okay.
Denise and I have always made a pact that if she leaves, I have to leave.
Yeah,
so
we have to go together.
Guys, stick around, please.
Oh, that's so sweet.
You know, when
Thank
I started on weekends on Channel 3, the anchor team was me doing the weather, Pam Cross.
Oh yeah, who's now in Boston?
And then,
actually, I believe she just recently retired.
She did, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Bob Newmeyer was doing sports.
Oh, yes.
Mhm.
Bob
Yeah.
Newmeyer had some health problems. I believe he had a stroke in Boston. I was reading about this,
Oh.
and so his recovery is continuing. But yeah, he went to WBZ. Jim Vicevich, we hear on the radio
Yeah.
all the time.
And you'll get a chance to see him tonight,
Excellent.
back
Yeah.
in the old days, which would be fun.
Yeah. He,
So many
he's
more.
on WTIC radio, and he talks about it. He's battling lupus, but doing very, very well.
Yeah.
Good, that's so good. He's a great guy.
Do you remember
We wish him
Jim
the best.
Handley, Candy Keith?
Yes,
All those-
yes.
Uh-huh.
I think Jim Hanley is still in Washington, D.C.
He is.
Yeah, I'm not sure what
Candy-
Candy's up to.
Candy had 7 children.
Oh, my goodness.
She had 7 children, and
I last stopped at 5. She had 5. She has 7?
I believe she has 7. Karen and I have run into her a couple of times, and her husband, coincidentally, is a fertility specialist.
Well, he's good
There
at
you
what
go.
he does.
She didn't need that help, apparently, she said, but yeah, so 7 children, she's doing well. Janet Peckinpah's working in real estate. I know you ran into her not too long ago,
Yep,
the hair
she's-
salon or something.
Yeah, she's doing
And,
very well,
so
happy.
she's in Essex, I believe, and
Yes.
yeah, so we've got a lot of, Charlie Bagley passed away.
Yeah, Charlie's gone.
Aw,
Yeah,
I
he was
know.
a good friend and everything.
He
so
was a good guy. Yeah.
Good man.
was
But
sad.
yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun, and so reminiscing, we like to look back. We've worked with a lot of good people over
We
the years.
sure have.
Mhm.
We
Yeah.
sure have.
It's been a real blessing, quite honestly.
I
Yeah, it
look at
has
it the
been.
same way. I'm very grateful for
I know.
for all the support. over
couldn't do it without
years.
the viewers.
Absolutely,
know?
absolutely. We wouldn't be standing here if it weren't for those of you who have made
Yeah.
Exactly.
viewing Channel 3 part of your everyday life,
Yeah.
whether it's in the morning or in the evening as you're getting ready to make dinner or whatever. But it is an honor to be invited
Absolutely.
into your homes
And
all
you know,
these years.
when we run into you out in public in the restaurants, things like that, and someone comes up and says, I grew up watching you. At first it's sort of like takes your breath away because you're like, wow, I'm older.
Yeah.
But then you think about it, like that's really just such an honor because we do have generational viewership here at Channel 3. We've got some people who are, like teenagers now watching Channel 3 because their parents and their grandparents also watch it, which is nice.
Right.
So, that's, and they grew up watching it. And we still meet people who, are now in their 70s and 80s who were on some of our programs.
Yeah, Ranger Andy.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's
Oh my gosh. How
it
did
truly
the time
is
go
a
by
blessing.
so
I know,
fast?
truly is. So thank you to all of you for your support over the years and your families. And I don't know, I just get such a nice feeling, fuzzy feeling when I look at that old vintage footage because it brings you back to a time when you knew maybe a grandparent was alive and vital. And it's nice to remember. It really is.
Yeah, and we really, just to reiterate what Denise said, we are so honored to be chosen by you as your television station. So it's a big responsibility, and we take it very seriously.
Yes, we
so.
do.
Absolutely.
We do.
Just
And we've
that-
been through a lot together when you really look
We
at
have
it, from
been.
storms to, some of the most horrible days in
Yeah,
state history. We just sort of go through it together. And I think it helps to go through it together. in
And we
some
really
way.
work off each other. Like, I know both of you will give me suggestions sometimes what the viewers really need to know, like the timeline of a storm, for example. So we get caught up in the science sometimes so much, then you help us humanize it. And,
Remember that time I had you get on a step ladder at the old building to
Yes.
show how tall a tidal surge would be?
was going
That
to
was
come
But
in.
that really showed you.
Yeah.
Bruce, he was like, yes, let's
was
do it. He
classic.
went, clambered up that
I know.
ladder, and
So
it's
we
pretty
play
memorable.
off each other very
Yeah.
well. I mean, it helps. It's solid.
And we owe a lot to the people who came before us,
Yes.
who helped establish the foundation of our station as a legacy station, as our state, as the most watched station for 60 years now. And I was reading the other day that during the big floods of 1936, WTSA Radio, which of course we used to be a radio station, we had both, was the only one still in the air.
Wow.
During those floods. So we've
Yeah,
always
that's
been
a-
there during the storms and things like that.
That's very
Yeah.
it's a proud thing to be able to say that, because that's
Absolutely.
what we're here for, to keep you updated, informed, to keep you safe, and just to keep you aware of what's happening in the world and in your community. So that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Oh, if I don't leave soon, I won't make it to year 32. I have a live news break to do. But anyway, I personally will see you from the Connecticut Science Center at 5:30, and 6, and I'll be reporting live there. And thank you once again for all of your support over the years.
Absolutely.
All right, my
I
television
gotta
wife,
scoot.
everybody, Denise DeSenza.
Oh, thank you. I got to run. See you later.
See you, Bruce.
All
All
right,
right,
thank
we're
you.
going to sign off. We'll see you guys. These folks have to do an update during Better Connecticut, but thank you so much for joining us. Keep those memories of Channel 3 coming, and also on my Facebook page, which is Dennis House 3, I put some more pictures of old logos and things like that. Love to know which one you think is your favorite. So, all right, everybody. Thanks so much. We'll see you later on. Bye.
You know what I was almost going to do, Dennis?
What's that?
I was almost going to pull out I have them, there's some old...
The best things in life are three. Just look around and you'll see.
New England fall,
A waterfall,
the fishing ports,
the winter sports,
the flight of a gun at sea.
the beauty of history. Here to see, here to be, here in the land of the three. Just look around and you'll see a country fair,
The country air,
an old-time sleigh,
a holiday,
the sound of the drum and fife.
the people that fill your life.
Here to see, we all agree. In the land of the free, you're near. All the good things to see. In the spirit of our time, the beat of our own time, make the most of it. On WFSB, in the land of the free. We cheer in the land of the free. We're living in close harmony. The beat of the city, the country so pretty. See the best of it on WFSB. In the land of the free. In the land of the free.
Great moments for you on TV3.
Back in 1957, our dreams would come alive. Year by year, we kept on growing. Year by year till 25.
Great moments.
What you're after?
Great moments.
Lots of laughter.
Great moments for you on TV3. Moments we've gone through together. Seems they've gone so fast. Our silver celebration says that thanks to you.
We're the very best.
Great moments.
Coming at you.
Great moments.
Bound to catch you.
Great moments for you on TV3. Great moments.
Every day
Great
now.
moments.
Here to stay now.
Great moments for you on TV3.
The one and only TV3. Making new friends and sharing feelings whenever it counts. We'll always be there. From the sound to the purchase, shining all through your day. We're a part of you in every way. You're the one and only reason for everything we do. The one and only feeling of TV3 and you. You're the one and only reason we're the best that it can be. You're the one and only reason we're the one and only TV3. The one and only TV3.
You and Channel 3, we've got the touch.
You're tuned to us, we're tuned to you. Together we're a team that comes right through. Sharing your dreams and all that you do. We're telling the world we're so proud of you.
Southern New England's got the touch. You and Channel 3, we've got the touch. Together you know we've got the touch. You and Channel 3, we've got the touch. Eyewitness News.
Always on the go when and where news happens. So you're the first to know.
Catch the sports and weather all together. Get everything that's new.
You know that you'll stay in touch with all we bring to you.
You and Channel 3, we got the touch.
How about that game, huh?
It was just great.
You and Channel 3, we've got